Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show presented by Kala in association with our wellness partners. Let's Talk. Let's Talk is creating safe spaces through shared journeys, helping people connect, reflect, and grow together. Before I move on to the episode of the show, let me tell you that we are excited to share that our first anthology of short stories, Light of Spring, received over 60 amazing stories. Our three-member jury now has the challenging task of selecting 25 stories for publication. And we are keeping the creativity flowing. Young writers between 16 to 21 years old have been invited to submit for our second anthology, which is themed Reduce, Reuse, Recycle, Refuse, and Restore. The best 25 stories will be published, and we can't wait to see those fresh, inspiring writers. Now back to the show. Let me introduce our moderator, Vardhan Dharkar. Vardhan left his corporate career to pursue his passions
Namaste.
in fitness and creativity. He brings curiosity, energy, and a fine perspective to tonight's conversation. So, welcome to the show, Vardhan Dharkar. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
And now to the guest of the evening, H.A. Rahman, Hasib Rahman. Rahman's journey is inspiring. With 15 plus years in leadership roles across major IT organizations, he returned to his first love, that is writing. A British Council certified creative writer, he weaves Sufi philosophy and Rumi's timeless wisdom into stories that inspire love, brotherhood, and leadership. His debut novel, And a Leader is Born, The Journey of Sikander Sahay, follows a young man determined to revive India's political system and fight injustice. From championing the rights of slum dwellers to facing betrayal, controversies, and personal loss, Sikandar's story is one of courage, resilience, and visionary leadership. At its heart, the novel celebrates patriotism, democracy, and the idea that true leaders can emerge from ordinary people, a story that reminds us all a leader can be born from conviction, courage, and service. So that is H.A. Rahman, Hasib Rahman, Hasibur Rahman for you. Welcome to the episode of the show, Hasib. Now,
Thank you, Sikander. My pleasure.
Before we hand over to H.A. Rahman and Vardhan, a quick note. This episode is being recorded and will be available on the Kala YouTube channel, which is at Sanjay Chandra 5376. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show presented by Kala in association with our wellness partners Let's Talk, featuring H.A. Rahman in conversation with Vardhan Dharkar. Over to you both.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay, for your
Thank you,
introduction.
Sikander.
And namaste to all our viewers. Welcome to yet another edition of the show. And indeed, it is our privilege today to have Shri H.A. Rahman on our show. Welcome to the show, Rahmanji.
Thanks for the answer.
And let's begin our conversation. I want to start our conversation with your mission statement. And I was really impressed with the mission statement that you have. And I will first read it out for our viewers. is to awaken hearts, to inspire leadership, and to remind the world that a leader can be born anywhere, even within you. How do you plan? So my question is that how do you plan to achieve this mission, and what are the plans that you have?
Well, first plan is already I have written this book. This actually uh, dreams about a leader. This book see a dream of a leader who emerge as a as a true and true patriot whose only interest lies in the interest of the people. Like he wants the people to grow, and he raised the voice for the underprivileges, and he raised the voice against the injustice and the social disharmony. So the fact about this actually the about my mission statement um, is something always lived with this thing, right? I always see around me that there is something very wrong, like especially when it comes to the leadership around us. So that's why it's something I always keep this in my heart, in my mind. So somewhere in my mind, I try that what could be better, what could better we do. So that's why through this book, through this fictional notation, I just dream about a leader who is perfect in every sense. Like if I say during the pre-independence era, if we talk about that, in at that time the leaders were well connected with the user, with the public, with the normal you know people, and people actually adore them and they respected them a lot. So that's something is missing in the post independence era. So that's what led me to first, my thought was what should an ideal leader do in the situations where people are craving for justice or for for their well-being. So that was the first thought. So that's why I curated this mission statement. Let's simply just talk about someone who is very charismatic, who knows his roots well, and who really wants to go the extra mile to only and only serve his nation and his people. So that was the initial thought regarding this book.
I think that's very impressive. Is that first of all, one must have an objective, a mission to accomplish, and then only I think you can make a progress and you can go on that path to realize that and implement that. So I must compliment you for actually having a very clear cut and well defined mission statement and following up on that and moving forward in that direction.
See,
Thank you
sir,
so much.
what I really believe is, I think every citizen of this country, they love their nation in some way or the other. All we need is a leadership who can acknowledge this, who can understand that, and only then we can resolve the real issues of the people. So
I agree
each
with you.
one is keeping some kind of leaders in them, some kind of goodwill to do something, to go
Mm.
extra mile for the nation and for the people.
Mm.
I think you know it very well how it all works.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you completely. So now let's move to another topic, another subject. Is that I wanted to know from you what roles do the parents play in making up or making an artist? What is their role? How critical that is?
Parent. In my case, well, I belong to a very humble background. My father, he did everything he can to, educate us, to give us good education. And but this critical thinking, actually, this somewhere maybe in my blood, or because I'm the only one who thought about writing in my home. So I'm the first author in that sense.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yes, I think there's an artist inside everyone. Each
Yes.
one of us, we carry some kind of art within us. So it could be writing, could be music, could be painting, could be anything, right? So in my case, I was carrying multiple arts. In the beginning, I was more interested in cricket and the sports. Then I used to write during my primary school days also. But
Okay.
I never thought that I'm going to go further with it. And later on, I got busy in my studies to fulfill my engineering dream and all these things, because there's just like an ordinary Indian boy. You need to study. You need to Why you want to study? Because you have to get a degree, a good degree, so that you can get a good job and you can start a family. So
Yeah.
my story was the same, but
Mm.
deep down somewhere inside me, I felt that there is something missing in me. So that I realized later on in my life that there's something always brewing in my mind, and it should come out. So it come out through the writing. So in writing, I found this solace, the peace that I was craving for all my life. So
Okay.
that's one thing that I can't, measure. You can't measure this in monetary term. It's something very, very fulfilling, and very soulful, in my
Yeah.
view.
Yeah, I completely agree. The reason why I asked this question is that if you see in 90s or up to even 2000, 2010, Indian
Yeah,
parents used to discourage their kids doing anything other than the education.
studying.
They wouldn't
Exactly,
encourage them to
exactly.
get into sports also or the anything artistic pursuits. Of course, today it has changed to the extent that now they will encourage their kids to become cricketers because overnight you can become multimillionaire in that.
But
So do
during
you think
during
that
our time, during our time, there was a saying कि खिलोगे कूदोगे बनोगे खराब और पढ़ोगे लिखोगे तो पढ़ोगे नवाब. ऐसा
yes,
बोला
I
जाता था
completely
in our
agree.
time. That was the
So
common notion.
yeah, yeah. So do you think that the situation has changed for better now?
Yes, it has changed. Even me, I encourage my children to go for some kind of creativity, because I
Okay.
know the creative, any kind of creative element, it actually is good for your health. Because that's how the God, structured us from within. So
Mm.
any kind of artistic, if you have any kind of artistic talent, it's good
Mm.
to continue with it. You can study, you can do anything you want, but keep the artistic skill with you.
Mm. I'm so
So
happy that
it's important.
today the situation is different and now there is a recognition and encouragement for the pursuits other than educational excellence.
Yeah,
So
there's
in
one thing that I want to share here, because
ah,
once my father was watching the television,
ah,
and there was an interview running about a tea scholar who was an author also. So
okay,
it was telecasted on a national television. So my father
okay,
was watching it. So I asked him to stop there, let me watch also. Then I told him that I also can make stories out of any situation, and I think I can write well. So he smiled a little and he told me that I think it's a good habit. You should write.
okay.
So
That's really
that day, actually, I started. I finally decided that there is no look back now, and I should start it.
okay. That's
It's a
really
long
great.
journey now.
That's really great. In a way, you were also lucky or blessed to have a father who encouraged you to follow
Yeah,
your hobbies or your writing
yeah. He,
talent.
he, he never stopped. If you want to go, excel somewhere else, you as long as you are earning, it's good.
Yeah, no, that I completely agree. Is that finally it cannot be divorced from material reality. You have to earn your bread.
Exactly.
So,
That's the one of the best medium for me. For other people, I should say that there could be other
yeah, yeah,
artistic skills that they have.
yeah, yeah. So one question that always comes to my mind is that India today boasts about the largest English-speaking population anywhere in the world. But what I find is that that is not reflected in the talent in writing in the sense that we don't have a world-recognized or world-renowned author. Why is it that we lack in that? Why are we not in top 10?
That's a good question, and you are right. It this is something to talk about, but the problem here is because the publishing industry, especially the publishers, they don't give much attention to to the book in the whole sense, and they don't market. If you're publishing a good book and if it's not market well,
Hmm.
it will not sell. And
Hmm.
unless it is sell, its reachability is not up to the mark. How will people know about that book?
Hmm. Mm.
So that's one of the reasons the publishers here in India, they don't take pain to market the book.
Why is that?
There are lot many authors who are writing very good stories, and they deserve a good market. But because of the marketing tools or proper marketing strategy, they are
Mm.
not gaining that popularity, and that's why we are lacking.
Mhm. But why do you think publishers don't do that? Because it's in their interest. If the book sells, they will earn that much more.
One of the reason is because the latest trend is like the reading habit has comes down drastically in Indians, especially because of this. People are mostly interested in visuals, in
Mm.
OTT series and web
Mm.
series and
Mm.
these YouTube shorts and all these things. People are more interested in
Mm.
that part. They are less
Mm.
interested in reading. Reading has comes down drastically, and
Mm.
that's a sad phase, and this has been discussed and been already in discussion with many people are saying about this, but this is the truth.
Okay. Okay. I
Well,
hope that I hope that it changes in the near future, and in the coming years we get the
yeah,
recognition.
if we see the European countries and even US, they have not given up their reading habit. They have maintained a balance between the social media and the books, and
Mm.
that's what Indians should do.
Mm. No, I agree
Social
with
media
you.
is not about just go on the street and dance and
Yeah.
post the
Yeah.
viral reels. It's more
Yeah.
about exchanging the ideas, exchanging
Mm.
something valuable that could benefit the society.
Mm. So now coming to your writing, what motivates you to write?
What motivates me to write? That's something difficult for me because this motivation comes from within. uh, uh, I can say that I'm a writer since the childhood. When I was in my primary school, I used to write short stories and poems, but I
Mm.
gave up on that. But
Mm.
it remained with me.
Mm.
So, because I like reading, I like writing, and reading is the first thing that you start writing.
Mm.
I'm
Mm. Mm.
always a avid reader.
Okay.
I'm always interested in reading any stuff,
Okay.
even a
Okay.
piece of newspaper. Sometimes it
Ah.
happened that I'm walking through the road and I found a piece of paper on the road,
Mm.
and at much I glanced at the title of that piece. I just pick it up and start reading it.
Mm.
What's
Mm.
reading?
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, so that's
Mm.
how I am. So that
Mm.
reading habit actually instills the writer inside me, and
Mm.
because I have so many ideas in my mind that if there is some machine someone can the science can build that can
Mm.
transform the ideas of the brain into words, then I think the
Mm.
20 books are already ready.
Okay.
I have, I have so much ideas in my mind.
And I am very sure the day is not far off that something like that will get invented, because the kind of progress that we are making
Yeah,
in,
AI can do. Yes,
yeah,
through AI it's
so
possible.
what's in your mind will be in your laptop and in your print. I'm sure it will happen.
It will.
And with now what you have talked about, I think they may get motivated to do that. So you talked about reading helping you in your journey as an author. So I wanted
Yeah.
to ask you is that what is the role readers play in the life or in the journey of an author?
Well, that's most important. Unless the people read, how will you know what you have written is good or it's
Mm.
mediocre or what kind of author you are? Unless people read it, readers are
Mm.
very important because
Mm.
especially the people who read and they post the review. So review is actually the marks given to us. If it's a
Mm.
very good review, then it motivates us to write more. And
Mm.
similarly goes with a bad review that
Mm.
will help us to learn more to enhance our craft. So readers are
Mm.
very important. Unless just like for a movie, audience is important. Unless the
Mm.
audience are there to see the movie, who will watch that? Similarly, in
Mm.
the case of a writer, you have published a book. Now the next case is the people should read it. It should reach as many people
Mm.
as you can. One can try through the
Mm.
marketing to
Mm.
increase the reachability. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think today it is in that sense easy for readers to give their feedback. There are so many avenues open to them to
Yeah.
reach out to the author and give that feedback. So that's something which really will help authors in understanding the pulse of the people.
Yeah, the social media is playing a good role there. Just like Insta and Facebook and even in YouTube, you can find so many people who read the book and who publish, who share their reviews there. So it helps others to know about that book, and that can make them to buy that book and read it.
Mm.
So that's good thing. But it's not at that extent that we expect in India, being
Mm.
the most populous, country in the
Yeah,
world. We should
yeah,
have more readers, but
yes.
in that case, we have less people who are reading these days, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a
I
sad
think
part.
that is something which is really sad, is that for a country like us, the reading habit is declining and people are in a way not doing what they should be doing.
Exactly.
So I hope that it changes in the coming
It will
years.
change someday
It-
because people will
yeah,
understand there is more harm in just watching the social media and
yeah,
not reading.
yeah. I agree with you. So now coming to your book, And a Leader is Born, I wanted to understand your perspective on this title. What does that title mean? What does that title you want to convey to the readers?
First of all, yeah, there are two things to it. First is in the beginning, I was just struggling to name this book. So one
Hmm.
fine day, I was reading Agatha Christie's, and then there were none. I think you must have read that book.
Yeah.
So that moment it came to my mind. So why shouldn't
Okay.
I name the title as "And a Leader is Born"? And it perfectly syncs with the essence of the story also. Just like
Hmm.
the leader, the Sikander Sahay, he's evolving as a person, as a leader in the whole story. So that's why I named it like "And a Leader is Born."
Okay. Okay.
That was
Yeah.
spontaneous, and
Hmm.
till the time it got published, I was like in doubt that the publisher will change the title of the book, but they
Hmm.
didn't change it. So I
Okay.
was happy. Yeah.
No, I think title is one of the most important aspect of the book because that is what will prompt someone to really go and buy that book. If they find title impressive and interesting, the next step will be taken.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now you talked about the main character, Sikandar.
Yeah.
Why did you name him as a Sikandar? Meaning, any reason for that particular name to be
Yes,
given?
yes. Yes, it is there. There is a reason. And the reason is this character is inspired by the real Alexander the Great.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. If you read about him, this his characterization is actually portrays the Alexander the Great's personality.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
was
So,
there was a thought like if someone like Alexander, he enters the Indian politics. So what will he
mhm.
do? Just like
Okay.
he revolutionized and united the whole nation of Greece and Rome. He united it successfully, and we all know that he was the first person who became victorious. He won the world. So that's what the thinking. That's a leader who can unite the people and who can bring the methods and claims that people should remain united, should remain one, and how to work for their betterment and for the development of the society and as a nation as well.
That's very interesting. That's very
Yeah,
interesting. And there is a reason why you have named that character as a Sikandar, and that is something
yeah,
which,
that's the reason I named it Sikandar. That's the Asian version of Alexander's name.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And initially, this book is a family drama. It's more about mother and son's relationship. The Sikandar
Okay.
and his mother. It's about their relationship, their struggles, and their agony, what they have gone through and what they have achieved in their life. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a story more about the mother and the son.
Okay.
It's a family
Maybe,
about, yeah,
yeah, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, it's a family of the politicians. So how will they, their aspirations, their jealousy, or there can n number of things. So it's about their struggles and their it's
Okay. In fact, that is what I wanted to know from you, is that if you can talk about that book slightly more so that our viewers would understand and then they would be motivated to go ahead and buy the book.
okay. More, I would say if readers, or those readers who are interested in reading a political drama, where just like it happens in any political scenario, like they have their aspirations, their own political motives, and to achieve them, they use the different methods like Sam, Dam, Dandabhed. Everything is fair
Mm.
in politics. So
Yes.
that kind of mindset is being shown. There are many characters who are negative characters, and they are the fierce one. That one would fear those people in the real life. But
Mm.
here in the book, there is one protagonist, and he's fighting those people in the way that constitution has devised. It's not like he's fighting with them. He's
Mm.
he's he's encouraging people. He's motivating people just to
Mm.
be remain united and just
Mm.
to think about what is best for them.
Mm.
Invoking self-respect in people is a big thing, and that's the biggest role of a leader
Mm. Yeah.
to be with people and to invoke in them the self-respect and respect for the society, for the nation. The nation can build only on the basis, like if we have the able leadership who really wants to work for the people and for the betterment of the people.
Mm. Mm.
So
Mm.
that's what it's not just it's about it's in the background that's running, and plus there are, because it's a family drama, so the family people, they are pulling down each other to gain the power,
Mm.
and they have the lust for the money and all these things.
Mm.
So it is running side by side.
Okay.
So once what happens, there are certain cliffhangers where the emotional cliffhangers, and there are certain murders and um, what we say, what we call it, murders and other things, assassinations that happen, and how during the time of political rallies, or the election time, how the uh, people, they play the game, the blame games that happen. So how
Mm.
these all things happening. So it's all covered in the book. So
Okay.
the people who like to read a political thriller, a drama, so that's
Mm.
one of the perfect read for them. And
I
even
think.
I have received some very good reviews about those things, from many readers. They liked it
Mm.
very much, and
Mm.
some of them even loved it the way it is written. So
Mm.
there are a lot of many positive reviews I received for them.
Okay, okay. Now, I'm sure the way you have described it, it will motivate our viewers to go and buy and read the book. I'm sure about it. Can I
Yeah.
request you to read a passage from the book, if that's possible?
Let me just collect the book. Just give me a moment.
If that is possible, otherwise,
Now it is here.
yeah.
I have to put my glasses. So it starts with this quote, that I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion.
Mhm.
This was quoted by Alexander the Great,
Okay.
and this perfectly syncs with the story.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just reading one page of the chapter
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
and it names is a dream. So it starts like this: Inqilab Zindabad, Jai Hind, Jai Hind. So these two revolutionary slogans echoed in the surroundings by the thundering sound of a large crowd marching towards the rally ground. Thousands from all directions walk in conjunction to mark their approval on that revolutionary day. They walk forward with mixed emotions, some fiery eyed. Their anger developed because of monotonous injustice, inequality, hatred, and corruption caused by the very people they had appointed democratically to work for their upliftment and development. Some had watery eyes and seemed disconsolate. They felt helpless. Some enthusiasts kept their hopes alive and were ready to fight for their fundamental rights. In the time of distress, what they needed was a leader who could show them a path and be their savior. On his call, they stood united and assembled to listen to this charismatic young man whose words touched their hearts. Could a young man of 25 years rescue them like a knight in a shining armor? Only time would tell. Trust had been built, and everybody hoped it to be fruitful. People were anxiously watching for the leader. The wait was finally over as they saw a figure appearing from the dust. The angel faced leader stood in front of their eyes. He was followed by his companions, for whom he was a Messiah, a liberator, a believer of truth. So, this is just the first page. And as I named it, dream, he's actually dreaming this.
Okay, very interesting. And I'm sure that
So, it's a big chapter.
mhm,
So, he's dreaming and he's trying to connect with people because somewhere in his mind, like he was a leader by birth, that we can say. That's
mhm.
why he was dreaming about this thing.
Okay. No, very interesting. I think it will prompt our viewers to read the book completely. So
Yeah.
coming to your future plans, what should we expect from you in next 12 months, 24 months? As you said that there are 20 books which are already ready in your mind. So when is it that that is going to be published?
Well, the next one, I'm writing a non-fiction these days,
Okay.
and that's a historical non-fiction. It's
Uh,
about a life and legend of a queen in Deccan.
okay. Oh,
So that's the historical non-fiction. I never thought to write the non-fiction, but it was Suhail Mathur, my literary agent, who actually
uh,
convinced me to write something non-fiction because it sells more than a fiction. That's what he
okay.
said.
That's interesting.
So, so because history is something I like, I
Hmm.
am a history enthusiast. That's why I choose a character from the history. So
Hmm.
I'm writing about that. So
Oh,
maybe I'm a slow writer. So I think 24 months down the line, I could be able
okay.
to use that book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We will wait for that. We will wait for that.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
now coming to the last segment of our show, which is a rapid fire round, and I am very sure that you are going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
So ready in the hot seat?
Yes, I'm ready.
Perfect. So the first question is that choose one. What you would like to become, a politician or an author?
Author.
Author. Okay. The second question, who has more influence on society, a politician or an author?
In today's scenarios, politician.
Okay. That is second question. Then third question, one award which you aspire to receive in your lifetime.
One award. I
Hmm.
think any good award in writing.
Okay. One thing that you
Maybe.
want to change in yourself.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
One thing that you want to change in yourself.
In myself. Yeah,
Yes.
I want to enhance my public speaking skills.
Okay.
I'm a little weak in that. That's
Uh,
why I'm working on that these days.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And the last question is that India in 2047 will be, complete the sentence, 100 years from independence.
India will be a developed country.
Perfect. So you win the rapid fire round with 10 out of 10, and
Thank you.
congratulations for that. And now let me hand over the proceedings to Sanjay to take it forward. Sanjay, all yours.
So thank you so much, Hasibur. Thank you so much, Vardhan. It was a wonderfully insightful episode, and we learned a lot. And with that, we come to the end of this episode. So that was H.A. Rahman, a proof that sometimes the best leadership lessons come wrapped up in a novel. This episode will be up on Kala YouTube channel, Sanjay Chandra 5376. So do catch it there if you missed any part of the episode. And also pick up Hasib's book, share your thoughts, and keep the conversation going. That's it for today's episode of the show, brought to you by Kala with our wellness partner. Let's talk. See you next time. That will be on 26th October. Till then, take care and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Namaste.
Namaste.